Hi students, it's Dr. Malachy Matthews here, and I'm going to start a new series with you here now. And this is going to be the domestic two-storey house that we use in semester 2 of year 1 architectural technology at the Technological University Dublin. So on Fridays, myself and Tom take a class, and we bring you through this in detail and explain an awful lot of what goes on, why it goes on, and how it goes on, if you like. And so I'm going to make these follow-up videos as well, which are going to be a little bit quicker, and it will help you in terms of reinforcing the learning that you get on the Friday. Now, so first thing I would suggest that you do is check out Tom's YouTube channel, TU831, and Tom's has got loads of really good stuff on that. You'll also find these videos, this video set and others on my YouTube channel. This one here. Okay. Now, this is how we're going to lay out our grids for the houses this year. All right. So we've got a terrace of 4, so we'll be concentrating on 1. But we've laid out the grids, and grids 1 and 2, A, B, C, D, and E over here. And I'm just going to zoom in and give you the dimensions. So it's 8, 5, 3, 0. And look at these two here. This is 5682, 5634, 5634, 5682. And the reason, obviously, that there's slightly different dimensions at the end is that that's an external gable wall, and these are internal walls here. And for this exercise, we're going to use core center lines, I think it is, our structural center lines in terms of where we position our walls when we go to position them here. So that's the first thing you're going to do, is you're going to open up a new project using the TU Dublin new template, making sure that you use that. That's very important. And set out the grids like so, and again, be neat and tidy in terms of how you set out the grids there. Now, next thing we're going to do here is we're going to import in a PDF. And I wanted to show you the technique that we use in order to bring in the PDF, make it snappable, and also get it up to the right scale as well here. So here's the PDF import here. So this is insert PDF. And then we've got to go find it. And I do believe it's in here. That's it there. And we're going to go open. And the first thing you're going to do is make sure that you change the resolution DPI to 300, otherwise that'll come in very pixelated altogether. Notice that it's 419 by 297, which should suggest to you immediately that this is an A3 sketch, whereas we're doing an A1 size drawing, if you know what I mean. But look, I'm going to bring it in, and we're going to position it. Now you can see it's a bit too small. So how are we going to get this up to the size that we needed? That's what I'm going to show you here. And we've got two good dimensions to work from here. So from inside face to inside face here, we've got 5300 and the same at 81. So select your PDF, come on up to modify, and in the modify tab, you're looking for this command here. It's scale. Now you've got two options. You've got graphical or numerical. We're going to do numerical, or sorry, no, we're not. We're going to do graphical. And this is how this works. You can see that my cursor has changed. It's got a little box beside the arrow here. So I'm going to pick out more or less, pick left click. That is the center of that dark line, and left click that one. Now, as you can see, it's telling me it's 2640, but we actually want it to be 53. So I'm pulling the dimension out left to right further, okay, and then I can type in 5300 and hit return. All right, now let's just double check that and see if we're in the right zone. So I'm taking out the ruler tool here, and you can see 5308, that's perfect. All right, and we'll just do one more check here, and we'll go from the center point there down to here, and that should be in around A3, and it's 80. Okay, so it's a little bit shy. Now, what I could do is I can do that exercise again, all right? And you're never going to get this perfect. You just want to get it as close as possible, all right? So we go back into scale graphical, and again, let's just pick in there. and let's pick kind of here, and then drag it out, and then we know it wants to be 8100. Let's do that. Now we'll go back and check our 5.3, and if this is anywhere close at all, I'm good to go. So there to there. All right, so not bad. That'll do. Okay. Now I'm going to take the image. I'm going to select the image. I'm going to hit the move tool, and I'm going to move this image. Look, so because we're doing core center lines here, I'm going to roughly pick that point there as my moving point, and I'm going to put that up onto our project base point. Okay, and I like to position my project base point at the intersection of grid line A and grid line 1. All right, if you don't have specific instructions to do that, that's what I would do in this case here. Okay, now you can see that that grid line is coming through here. I've got a grid line coming through there and through there and through here, and they're not far off being core center. As I said, what we're going to do here using the PDF is we'll use the PDF as kind of an underlay, so we can get through and position our walls and our doors and all that kind of stuff pretty quickly. Now when that's in position, again, select the PDF and let's pin it. Here's the pin around here, and you can see there's the pin there, right? So that will stop me from accidentally moving. Right, so that's the first thing we're going to do. Now let's come over to our project browser over here, and you can see that we've got some levels already set up. Let's get into our levels. Let's just get in the south elevation. Let's check those. You can see that I've imported in another version, the same version of the I just copied and pasted, to be honest with you, that PDF into the south elevation here, because what I wanted to do was set up my levels here. All right, and you can see that Tom's a great man for setting up loads of levels, right? I would just go, to be honest with you, with the default ones here: top, found, ground, first floor, finished floor, and a wall plate level up here. Tom has some ceiling levels up there in there as well. And he's got some dimensions in between those as well. Okay, so if you didn't want to go with those kind of ceiling levels there, just make sure you got found, top of found, ground finished floor, first finished floor, and wall plate. And you can see they're set at -900, 0, 2730, and 550. So set up those levels, making sure that your levels if they're in the south and they're good, then the north is good. Here's something you want to watch out for: making sure that the all your levels intersect with your grids. Okay, so that's why I'm dragging those over there, and then this is why I don't like too many levels, because they can overlap each other and things like that, but Tom likes to do it that way, and that's okay. Now there's those ones there. All right, now so as the north is set up, let's just make sure that the south is set up. It's not, so we're going to pick one of these, get into the grip here. Okay, I'm just using my mouse wheel to come out. All right, and again select this one here. Now notice that is locked into position. If it's locked into position in this case, I'm just going to leave it. You're going to be making these levels anyway. Again, Tom likes to lock them down. I'm not a huge fan of locking things down in that sense. All right, now again, let me just come in here. You can pause the video here and you can see where he's got his first floor ceiling, his 0 ceiling here. Right, so he's got 2 extra levels in there that I don't have, and you can see by the positions of where they are, where you can position those two. Let's get into our east elevation here. All right, and again, I think that's in good nick, and if the east is good, then our west nearly is good. So let's pull these ones back here, line them up with those ones there. All right, now okay, so once you've got that set up, once you've got your grids and your levels set up, you're in a position to start to make a little bit of progress. Back to the ground floor. Let's just do a save on that now. Everything. So I've given you the dimensions and the locations of the grids, and I've given you the dimensions and the locations of the levels. So make sure you get the grid set up first, then go into the north elevation and then the east elevation. Make sure you get all of those levels set up, and if you have them correct, make sure that the levels intersect with the grids. That's the important bit there. Right, so we're going to go into our foundation plan here straight away. I'm going to change that to more or less to 50, right? And I'm coming up here into my walls. Okay, and we're going to pick the project SB Rising Wall Foundation 01. Let's pick that one, and you can see it's going from the core center, right? It's going from the top I found. That should be a 0, I think, right, to the ground level. Now let's just do that. So core center, and I'm in the foundation plan, so it's top foundation to the ground level. Yeah, it's sometimes this is a wee bit tricky, okay, and it doesn't like what we're doing here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to move it, and this is a little bit contrary to what you might think. So we're actually going to start at the ground finish floor level, and we're going to finish at the ground finish floor level, not, because we've got a base offset of minus 900 here. Now if you do it that way, and then come into your foundation plan here now. So again, if it's core center line, then I can pick this and always draw clockwise, right? Always draw clockwise. So we're coming to there, onto there, to there, to there. Okay, escape once, and we're going to do the same here now. And look where I'm going to the center point there, just to make sure that those two walls, if you like, join in together like so. All right, let's get into a 3D and take a look at that now. Okay, you'll notice I've kept some walls in here just so that I can reuse them. That's basically it. So you don't need to worry about that. Now, nice thing about the foundation walls is that they'll host foundations too. So we're going into the structure, we're going into the wall, we're going into the wall foundation, which is this one, and we're just going to check the properties of this to make sure that it's 900 by 330. Okay, I'm going to make this 900 by 300. Right, that's kind of a 3T type of rule there. I've got a description in here as well. Okay, the description is 990 by 330, and yeah, I know why that's done. Is because these walls because walls have a lot more insulation in them now, so they tend to be wider. So the 3T rule, 3 times the thickness of the wall, is in play here. And we've got our note in there. Let's put a material on in here. That's going to be important. Okay, so here's my material browser, and what we are looking for is concrete. Now, I don't want to use either of those two there, right? I'm going to move down a little bit here into the HBA one. So that's the one I want to use. All right. Okay. And okay. Now we're going to apply these, and if I just bring my cursor over to one of the walls and I hit the tab button, right, it'll follow the any walls that are connected into that, it'll follow them, and there goes my foundation plan in place. All right. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to move up to the ground floor level, and again, if you find the PDF is a little bit in the way for you here, you can just select it, come down to the glasses down here, and just hide the element. All right. One of the things, that hide element is a really handy little tool. It'll hide the element in the view. Just be aware that it won't hide it from printing. so that if I put that on a sheet, the PDF will plot out. You've got to go into another command, which would be hide in view, in order to hide that so that it won't print out. So just remember that too. Now, we've got more walls here, so we're into architecture wall. Okay, and this one we are going to use the project exterior with the brickwork. All right, which I think is this one here. I'm going to go into the properties and show you this. Yeah, no, that's the render walls. This is the walls at the back. All right, now have a look at the layers that are involved with this one here too. And what we're missing here, I think, is a plasterboard. So we're looking for a gypsum plasterboard, this one here. Okay. Now, you can pause it there when you're building up your wall. There are all the elements that we're looking for there, and the sizes that we've got there too. Right, let's go. And again, we're going from the ground floor to the first floor, right? And it's definitely the first finished floor level is where I want to go. Okay, and we're going to come again. We were core center line there, so we're going to here to here to there. Now I can actually I'm going to bring that rendered wall to the front, even though it is brick. Why am I doing that? Because if I pick this one, I can actually then go and swap it out for that one. All right, let's just go into a 3D view and see how that works out for us. Yeah, so there's the brick there, and I'm going to pick that, edit type, edit the structure so that you can see all the elements that make this one up here. So we've got a HBA brick, air gap, polyurethane rigid insulation, precast block, vapor retarder gap, plasterboard, and this here. That thermal gap, if you like, is the little service end that we have there. Okay, now what we can do now is go back into the ground floor level. We want to put in the partition walls here, so let's see what we've got here for those. Architecture, and again, I'm looking for the project interior, which is this one here, right? And let's just double check that. Okay, and here is the setup of this one here. So it's got a plaster skin finish, plasterboard, service gap, precast block, thermal gap, and so on, like that one there. So you can pause it there and make that up yourself as well. And we are going to make this one is going to go core center line again, and core center line, and core center line. Now let's go into our 3D, take a look at that. Right, that's those ones there. Now I'm going to select all of these walls like so. Right, I'm going to come over to, I'm in the modify and coming over to the clipboard here. I'm going to paste them into the clipboard. Right, I'm going to click out, back into modify. I'm going to go back into paste here, paste to selected levels. I'm going to paste them onto the first floor level, and they should come up there like so. And then what I need to do is just check the elevation, make sure that they are coming they're coming up to the ceiling level. Probably should go to the wall plate level. All right, so I can go back to the 3D and pick this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, okay, and change the level up to the wall plate level. Now that's it, and that concludes part 1, and we'll pick up part 2 now. Hold on, Malachi, it doesn't conclude part 1. We want to get some floors in on the ground floor. All right, I want to get some floors in here. Now let's zoom in tight here. So we're going to go architecture, floor, architectural, hit the drop down box here, and we should have a project. Do we have a project ground floor here. Okay, just bear with me here 1 second while I move over to this one here. And let's just, a quick way to do this is, I'm going to cancel out of that command there. I just want to see what what floor has been used here, and the quickest way to that is just get into a section here, pick that one. Okay, so it's the ground floor TU831. Ground floor TU831. That's the one we're going to use. Back to the ground floor here. Right. Now, so let's get into floor architectural TU831. That's the one there. Let's just take a look at the properties of this one. And again, you can pause that there. So we got a HVA concrete screed, vapor barrier, polyurethane insulation, cast in situ, damp proof, sand and hardcore. All right. That one, I will go okay. Now, we're going to use the rectangle command here, but so I want to, if you remember, we don't want to start at this point here because we've got a gap there. So we want to start in at a solid point, which is in around here. Okay, and we want to come out to the same point there. All right. You will get this message. Would you like the walls that go up to his floor level to attach to his bottom? Answer no. Definitely don't attach. Okay, now we're going to, well, could copy and paste it in place. The width is slightly different here, so I'm not going to do that. We're just going to repeat that exercise. It's going to be floor, and it's that one. And again, we use the rectangle here, and we're zooming in because we want that point. Okay, and we want that point. Okay. Now I'm going to finish this each time because I want individual floors here. If I do repeat that command here, those floors will kind of be joined together, and that we might come a cropper for that at some point later on. So again, so it is that point into that point. Okay, finish, and don't attach, and escape, and we'll do that one more time. Now from that point, and I'll show you why I'm going in there when I get into a section down here. Okay, and don't attach. Now let me just pull a section through here. And we'll give you a look at that. Okay, so there's where, oh, we want that even further in. Look, we want that right in there. And I think that's a little bit shy, to be honest with you. I prefer to make that that wall a little bit bigger, I think. I wonder, is there one here? Project Rising 310. Oh, there we go. That's maybe the one we should have been using. Okay, but see how quickly we can change that. Let's go into the properties of that and show you that. Okay. Block, gap, urethane, block. All right, and see what the cores are there. Okay, I'm going to go to my 3D and select that one, select this one, select that one, and swap them out for rising. This one. Now back to the section. Okay, now we're in business. Okay, so that's where the void ends there. We'll put a little skirting in there, and I'm just going to run across and check and make sure they're all good. And they are. And that ends lesson 1.